Good morning, St. James North. Good morning, St. James North. We feel real good. This has been a big win by a big man with a big vision. This morning, I want to introduce to you the man himself, the man we have supported, the man we have uplifted, the man we have encouraged, the man we have prayed for, the man we have stayed with, the man whose back we have had over the past few weeks, the man who has delivered to the Barbados Labour Party family a resounding victory in this by-election. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as we introduce the new Member of Parliament for St. James North, Mr. Chad Blackman.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. St. James North. All right, give me a moment. Give me a moment now. It is certainly an honor to speak to you at the Labour Party headquarters in St. James North as the duly elected Member of Parliament for St. James North. Tonight's victory is, just give, I know we're excited, me too, but just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Tonight's victory is symbolic for many reasons. But first, of course, as I said at the school, I want to thank God. I want to thank my parents. I want to thank the Prime Minister, my campaign manager, my campaign team, my family, my friends, but ultimately the people of St. James North who elected me today, well, no, yesterday. Because without you, it could not have been possible. And this, of course, is the excitement, but the work starts today, Thursday, the 22nd of May. And whilst, as I said last night, this is now a marriage with St. James North, there is no honeymoon, because with a boss like me and more Motley, you don't have those luxuries. You understand? But it is necessary, because to whom much is given, much is expected. And therefore, I am going to enjoy tonight to the fullest, get some rest, because tomorrow's a long day. But tomorrow starts the journey on your behalf. On your behalf. And I want you to keep me in your prayers. I will remain accessible to you and working hard on your behalf to make sure that this constituency is a constituency that all of us and the rest of this nation can be proud. All of you here, in one way or the other, over the last few weeks and over the last year, have helped me to get to where we are tonight. And I owe you for eternity. I owe you for eternity. And I want to simply say to you, this is a long-term relationship, and the work now has to begin. And let us now band together under the banner of the Labour Party on behalf of this great constituency of St. James North to do what is right by the people and for the people. So let's have some fun, of course. But before then, I will pass the mic to than our leader, the political boss. Mia, Amor, Motley.
My friends, there is nothing like an idea that has come to fruition. Months ago, I determined that it was necessary to start the process of bridging the generation gaps. And I want to thank Eddie Hinkson for 12 years of strong stewardship, of commitment to the Barbados Labour Party, and also for understanding that the baton must pass. I understand that the baton must pass from me one day too. And all of us must understand that. You cannot be a political party that is celebrating 87 years without passing the baton from generation to generation to generation. And tonight is an emotional night for me. I said it at the school. Tomorrow we say farewell to someone who never served in Parliament, but who was one of the anchors of this Barbados Labour Party for 3/4 of its history. I speak of no other than Cecil Rock. And you hear us talk about the Cecil Rock Award every annual conference. But as with life, we lose one, we gain one. Chad, you are 18 years my junior. And I have every confidence that you and the other members of the Young Socialists who came to really emerge in this campaign understand the integrity and the sacredness of the legacy that you are inheriting. The people of Barbados are good people. They have placed their trust in us now in 4 election campaigns. I do not take it for granted. And I give them the commitment that goes even beyond the commitment I give to this party. Because this country is among the best that we can ever want to live in the world. We have a duty to be good to each other and to pay forward to each other. And in this campaign, so many emotions merged. The other one, of course, and I reflected on it in Ashton Hall and Corbyn's Road, that last week was the 400th anniversary that the British landed on this island. But we have shown that contrary to 3 centuries, 3.5 centuries almost, that said that we would not be equal to being human, that we would not be equal to carrying forward this country, we have shown otherwise. And I want to thank the members of this party for staying the course, because so much has been said, so much fake news, so much rumors, and you could have chosen to doubt instead. But instead you chose to stay the course. We must always learn. We must always listen. We must always be prepared to lead at the end of the day. And I want to say to you, Chad, that it has been an absolute joy. And I know Santia, she has a headache, but I know Santia and the rest of the parliamentary party who turned out in their numbers, because we know that we are always stronger together. Always stronger together. And I want to say this, even as you assume the role tomorrow as Minister of Educational Transformation, as I said last night, I know what my personal views are. But there are times when even your personal views must be downsized or put in another box to accept that you have to carry the people of the country with you. And if the people are not yet ready to move at that pace, then we slow down and we bring them on board. And that is what we are doing. So that this nonsense talk about democracy at risk in Barbados is an insult to this country's integrity, insult to this country's history. And I say to you that we can do better. And I, who know Errol Barrow, know that he would not be happy with what people are choosing to do with his party today, because he was prepared to be in the vanguard of the progressive movement to carry this country forward. In the same way that Grantley was in the 50s, Barrow was in the 60s and early 70s, Tom was in the 70s and 80s, Owen Arthur was, and even all of the others who served, Erskine Sandiford and Bree St. John, held the integrity of this country. So that when I stand here today, I stand here not believing that I am the leader absolutely of this country, but simply I am a steward for a period of time. And my duty is to make sure that there is a passing of baton to all across this country and all across this party. Because this country, I swear to you, is the greatest country on earth. And I want to talk to you now, because many of you come out day in and day out. You have your problems. You go home to your problems. You go home to challenges. But you have understood, and this is what we must teach our young people, that there is a greater purpose than just simply our own singular well-being. And if we can get that imbued in our country, across the country, and Chad, that is why I'm so inspired by your Flame initiative. And I spoke in the Church of God when we celebrated our 87th anniversary. And I asked us, and I meant it, we have a responsibility to bring our children up to know the difference between right and wrong, to understand the importance of faith, and to understand that there's nothing wrong because there's balance. We will enjoy life, but in enjoying life, we must never lose sight of what is right and what is wrong. So that when I say to you that when we work hard, we party hard, that does not mean that you do wrong. And this notion that we can't party or we can't do things that are joyful, the Bible, Colin, is littered with examples of people celebrating. But that does not alter the essence of who we are. And it is regrettable that the party that carried us to independence has now so divorced itself from hope, from the possibilities of greatness, and reduced itself to being a vessel for complaints and misery. And I pray, as God is my witness, that they too will find their way and find their roots once again in this country. Because as God knows, today for me, tomorrow for them. But when it comes for them, it must be anchored in the best of who Barbados is. And I accept, Chad, that to whom much is given, as you said, much is expected. The people of this constituency have given you a gift of confidence that is rare, that is associated usually with people who die before you come. This is the kind of result that you get when a person dies in office and a person is replacing the person who dies in office. But Eddie Hinkson is alive. And that you could have this kind of result speaks so much to your heart. And I pray here today at Lower Carlton, a place that has raised me from my birth. I am as much a child of here as I am of St. Michael. That I pray today, and all of us join me in that, that you will never lose the humility and your respect for those who you represent, because that is the most important thing. It is not about brilliance. It is not even about vision. It is first about heart. And if you keep that, people will understand when you fall. People will understand when you rise. And if you listen, people will understand when you fall. People will understand when you rise. And if you remember nothing else that I have told you in all of the years, remember this, because I know that if God is good, you will be here much longer than me. And when you are here much longer than me, I ask you to pay forward.